Hey everyone, welcome to our monthly community call. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sara, I'm content lead at Talent Protocol, and we do this community call if it's the first time you're joining. We do this every month to let our community know what we've been building, our struggles, our successes, and what are our plans for the upcoming months, all the events that we're preparing, all the rollouts in terms of product, and everything else in between. And this is also a moment for you to give feedback, ask questions, and just have a one-on-one with everyone in the team. So feel free to ask your questions in the chat. And let me tell you that today we have a very, very interesting community call. It's going to be very diverse in terms of topics. We have a few. We have a story to tell you that Pedro will tell you in a bit, and then we'll present you the Belief Capital pitch that we've been working on for the last weeks, some product and community updates, our commitment towards you for the next community call, and also our agenda. We will launch a few new things. We'll have a special guest as well, so stay tuned. We will give some insights on a few new things that we've been working on. So stay tuned and ask all the questions you want on the chat. Luminated will be answering you, and we'll have a Q&A by the end of the call. So, with that being said, Pedro, it's been more than 30 days that we've been locked out of Twitter.
Indeed.
What happened? Why are we dealing with this?
Well, first of all, we're dealing with this because Twitter is a mess right now. And they cannot get put their shit together. Not saying they ever did, but definitely they can't now. And essentially what happened was, so we are on Twitter, we are a Twitter Blue account. And we were updating our profile, and mistakenly we changed our birth date to the 1st of May of 2021, which is when Talent Protocol started. And without any warning or whatsoever, Twitter just locked us out as minors. So it is a funny story, but we're locked out of Twitter, and it's been a month now. So, I mean, we won't be giving up, and we actually have a meme contest going on Twitter and Lanster, so the links will be shared with you. But until then, you can give us a follow, and you can give us a follow in our new Twitter account. So Talent _ Protocol on Twitter. So that's where our new home. Until we get our old home back. As a reminder as well, you can also follow us on Talent House Web3 for Talent House specific news. And I think this kind of is relevant for decentralized social. That's why we need, what happened to us, it happened to a lot of other people, and that's why we need decentralized social in the first place. So you can follow us on Lens, and the link will be shared with you to celebrate this, the fact that we have a new account. So we are giving some merch discounts for the first people to follow us. So check the profile, just start a follow, and those discount codes will be shared with you. And Sarah said, let's go, and allow me, give me like 10 minutes to pitch this new approach to Talent Protocol. We're calling it Talent Protocol 2.0. Don't worry, it's still a Web3 community based on Belief Capital. Before I go, I just want to give a quick thank you to Morgan. Morgan is one of our most OG community members, And basically, it kept us in our toes, and that's really important. Like, we are accountable to this community, and no, we're not accountable to. Well, we're also accountable to our private investors, but this community are the ones who are going to be make Talent Protocol a collective success. So I just wanted to drop that note. Thank you, Morgan. And let's move forward. So let's remember why we're building Talent Protocol. Our mission, in a nutshell, is to help talent achieve success and fulfillment. And we have this thing called the flywheel of career success. Basically, when someone believes in you publicly, this in essence gives you, allows you to gain self-confidence and accountability. And eventually that will make you more likely to achieve your career goals. And if all of this goes together, you'll be building up your credibility. So this flywheel of career success is it's kind of like the cornerstone behind or below belief capital. So next slide. We are, like, the problem is that, like, everything on social media, whether it's LinkedIn, Twitter, or whatnot, is short-lived. Followers are meaningless. Get your account locked doesn't mean anything anymore. And effectively, traditional endorsements don't really work in the workplace and outside of it. So we believe that the solution is that belief capital is really a currency, and that's why demonstrations on support should be on chain. And we are calling it belief capital because it's public and permanent, it's decentralized and verifiable, and there's like an embedded cost around it. And supporting builders on chain essentially creates belief capital. Belief capital essentially brings strong on-chain signals about someone's potential and credibility. Belief capital is not about formal credentials. It's more about like peers endorsement. And belief capital reveals your hidden potential, hidden reputation, and not your privilege. It's more about what you're capable of than who you are, or who you are is what you're capable of. And in a nutshell, like the what of Talent Protocol is that we are about supporting people you believe in and helping them succeed together. That's why we believe that success is collective. If you had to say, we would be a patron for builders. We are this platform where talent can build a personal board of advisors of truly invested people in their career and in their career goals, and where supporters can register contributions to someone's career on chain and unlock rewards as they grow together. And the better if they do it early and in a public manner. Next slide. So this is like kind of like in essence, like how we're going to do this is with three things. So the first one is you can subscribe to someone's profile, and this subscription is made on chain to receive their career updates. You can stake, which is the model that already exists on Talent Protocol, but we're going to evolve it. But you also can sponsor to fund someone's career goals. And on the next slide, you can see the wireframes for this. Very simple. We're actually going to add a QR code on your profile. Very good. When you go on events and conferences, you can just show your QR code. And then you have the different formats that you can sponsor someone. And always like the call to action is to unlock that support. Support can be done in the three ways. Let's go deeper into the first one. Subscribing is about giving builders attention and device. Again, you can request to subscribe someone, and the talent may or approve or not. If they approve, you'll get a subscriber NFT. And this NFT gives you access to someone's career updates and can reply and engage with them directly. The other model is staking, which is the one we have right now, but we want to integrate that with the DeFi yields like Aave or Compound, and in essence, really putting your money where your mouth is, both from the supporter, but also from the talent side. We believe this is going to reduce a lot of the noise that happens in the space. And and one more thing on this one is that currently, in order for you to do this, you need a social token. But we feel like that was good for the previous seasons, but we think that fundamentally this should be done in a permissionless manner. So if your address, if one NFT represents you better, so be it. Who are we to decide which Web3 primitive is the best representation of your talent? So that's the one on staking. And the last one, which is sponsoring, it's about sending funds, supporting someone, but also creating like real accountability. So based on someone's achievement of their career goals, they'll get the funds. If someone's activity stops, the funds are returned to the sponsor. So these are the three ways for you to support talent. I'm gonna talk to you a bit about traction. So we have over 155K registered users. There has been almost 700K dollars worth of TAL staked in talent, and over 200K dollars that were used to sponsor talent, mostly through Townhouse. I already told you the why we're doing it, what we're building. Now I think it's time to tell you how we're building, give you some more impressions on the product, but also the roadmap. So first of all, we're building in public. I think like this community call is the essence of this. We're open source, so you can go on our GitHub, you can contribute, you can fork if you want. And we are on a process to gradually decentralize the core contributors in order to exit the community. On the product side, we have 3 product layers. I'll go to the first one, which is the protocol layer. So there's 3 building blocks in here. Like the 3 of them are fundamental. I'll start with like the one that we are more focused on, which is the one in the middle, which is the on-chain support model. So this model is in essence the representation of belief capital. The other 2, I mean, they will bring trust to the process, like the decentralized professional identity. We have the talent protocol handles that you can claim. Someone will drop the link to talentprotocol.com/handle for you to claim your .tel domain. But also, we're working on peer-to-peer journey verification. I mean, all of these things will bring trust into the process. The application layer is what you see, like on the platform. So if you go, for instance, on my profile, you'll see a beautiful, modular, and goal-driven basically Web3 resume. And I'll be sharing career updates with my token holders. We're working on a few templates, but also AI to help people with writing not only their career goals, but their updates. And last but not least, I mean, you cannot really build a talented community without powerful search and matching engines. And the last layer, the community layer, I mean, this is the layer that is most visible and brand intensive in our 3-layer stack. So the ecosystem grants is something we haven't built yet, but it's something that every protocol builds at some point. So after the token launch, we eventually will build this ecosystem grant to support builders who want to build apps or dApps on top of our protocol. So that's going to be something I'm really looking forward to. We have our scholarship program. Luminated will tell you a bit more on updates on this on the Townhouse later in this call. But I mean, this is fundamentally like our way of bringing underprivileged talent to their first Web3 hackathon conference. And last but not least, I mean, you can contribute to the DAO and to the decentralization. We recently launched Talent Mates, which is an NFT collection that enables community access to our DAO. So make sure that you design and mint your talent mates. Someone will share the link to that one as well. And our roadmap, I don't want to talk too much about the past. We started in May 2021. We launched our beta on sale on mainnet shortly after. Then we kicked off Townhouse in April last year. We raised 3 million from private investors, especially Protocol Labs. And we launched on Polygon on September last year. Moving forward, we are releasing our public API. Ruben will tell you a bit more about that in a second. We are building something that we call the Talent Protocol Builders Week for November this year. And we are like, look, this is just a prediction. It's not set in stone. So I just want to say that, but I think it would be nice to launch the TEL token on our 3rd year anniversary. So I think we'll be ready then, community-wise, but also protocol and application-wise, to launch it. And I think the market will be in better conditions. Don't fool yourselves with the recent run on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I don't think we are back in the bull market yet, but it's good that people realize that the bank system is failing, therefore we need crypto. Last but not least, what I mentioned, the grants program that we have to launch, that we should launch after the token launch. I want to conclude with just showing you the talent mates of our team. We're building talent protocol or having this future of work in mind. So we're a small team of core contributors backed by a larger extended team. Each one of us has claimed already their talent mate NFT, so do claim yours. And yeah, as I mentioned before, our ultimate goal is to become a DAO, full-blown DAO, and exit to the community. And the last slide, just a quick shout out to our partners, Alliance DAO, Protocol Labs, Jump, Polygon, Cello, and many others that without them, we wouldn't be here. Without our community, we wouldn't be here. And having said that, this is the first time I'm pitching about the belief capital approach of Talent Protocol. I think it's time to go and hear out some very relevant product updates. What do you think?
Thank you, Pedro. First time, but I think you wasted. It looks very simple now that we have slides put together, but it's actually been a ride to get to everything that you just presented. It's been probably 2 years almost, but it's been very intense work in the last, I would say, weeks to put together a pitch and a story that makes sense and it's true to our mission and our values. So thank you for that, Pedro. And I'm going to ask the community if you have any questions or feedback on this, please give it. I mean, it's the first time that we're presenting this, so it's very valuable to know what you think about it. Now that we've wrapped this up, and I think it was less than 10 minutes, so yay, Pedro. I want to ask Lial, who's our Chief Product Officer, to take the stage and let us know what the product team has been up to for the last weeks.
Thank you, Sarah. Hello, everyone. So I think that what Pedro just presented is what's really exciting everyone in the team. And essentially, to follow up on this, we'll be changing our roadmap a bit in the coming weeks. So if you look at our roadmap now, and if you look at it in a couple of weeks, it will be pretty different, and I'm really excited about it. I feel that this new way of showcasing Talent Protocol and what our product should be is really, really exciting. But talking about the things that we have been working on, so over the past few weeks, we've released a bunch of small features and updates. So I just want to highlight a few that I believe are the most relevant to the community. So starting off with the toll handle. So this was something that we announced during the last community call. And so I just wanted to update on how it's going. So we essentially had 86 handles sold through our platform. This was something that happened without us doing a lot of marketing push and so on. We also just wanted to get a feel for it. This was more of an experiment, but it is crucial to the protocol layer, as Pedro mentioned, in terms of like creating that unified set of data. So we are really excited to get this into the hands of more people and to bring more utility to it. So over the next few weeks, we'll be doing some marketing push about this. So you'll be hearing about it a lot more and why it's important. But also we'll be opening up a bounty for some follow-up work on the .tal domain. So as we mentioned, the core team is going to be very focused on the 3 support models, but we want to make sure that these other areas that are especially important to the protocol, we're also addressing. And so if domains and Web3 and ENS and things like that are something that excites you, since our own TAL domain is built on top of ENS, do reach out to the team because we'll be releasing a bounty pretty soon. And if you are engaged earlier, then maybe you'll have more opportunities to be doing that bounty, essentially. So really excited for that. So in terms of virtual wallets, this was one of the deliverables that we set out to do during the last community call. We already, Fred, during the last call, already gave a bit of an overview of how essentially things are going to work. So if you missed that, feel free to check that call where he gives a great overview. So essentially, we just wanted to take this opportunity to share how the audit went and the report, and then give you a current update on where we are. So we did the security audit report with Red4Sec. They essentially gave us the final report last week. We haven't released it to the public yet because, and I'll talk about this in a few more seconds, but I already wanted to show you kind of how things are. Just today I noticed that they are using our old logo and it's inverted. So that was a nice, that put a smile on my face, was a nice surprise. But essentially, we had a medium vulnerability, 2 lows vulnerability, and then the rest were mostly informative. Overall, few low impact issues, and they considered our project secure, which is great news. And as you can see here, in terms of the table of vulnerabilities, we've already fixed most of them, except a small one where there can be some gas optimizations that we can do. This has been partially fixed and we'll always be looking out for this. But since we are mostly in Celo and Polygon, gas fees isn't the topmost priority, right? But something that we're always keeping in mind. And so with that said, let me just go back to the migration. So the goal was to have on this call the virtual wallet ready and live for everyone to already use in the community. But during the migration this morning, we noticed that there were some data issues when going to the new smart contract. And so we are still fixing through some of those issues. It should just be temporarily. The team is working around the clock to put things back on track. If you go into our beta, you'll see like a quick warning to just let you know that while we're in this process of doing the migration, we've halted buying new tokens just to make sure that all the data is consistent and so on. But nothing obviously was lost. This is just the state from the old smart contract being transferred to the new one. The new one has some inconsistencies, and so we are working on that. But it should be solved soon. And the team is getting together on it Porto to hack away. So maybe we'll even be hacking away at a few of our smart contracts. So that's really exciting. And now I'm going to give it over to Ruben for 2 things. So he's going to talk to you and give you a small showcase of the public API. As Pedro mentioned, that's one of the things that we're betting on so that other people can start using our platform and our data to build on top so that we are interoperable and permissionless. And so, yeah, Ruben, why don't you come on stage and talk a bit about the API?
Hi, Francisco. Hi, everyone. Thanks for the welcome, Francisco. So yeah, we just built with the initial MVP of our public API. I'll just give you a little bit to show you our documentation here. So actually here I'm sharing our next release to production, and I will do something for the first time here, which is do pull request a new release go live as we speak. So as you know, we work in public, so you are free to look into our code and see what we are doing every time. So we just did a small release that you can now see live in some minutes. But back to the API. So here is our documentation. You can find it here under this URL. And here you will find some instructions on how to integrate with us and start working with our data. So here you can see information about how to dedicate, how our rate limits work on the pagination. And here on the API reference, you will see the endpoints that we currently have available for you to work on. So just as an example, we have now a bounty going on with one of our contributors, and it is basically to create a social graph. And in order to do that, we are using this connections endpoint that gives you an idea of how you are connected to different users on Town protocol. So you can see if you can see how strong the connection is between the people that is following you and supporting you. And yeah, we also have information about, you can fetch the profiles and to check someone's followers and supporters as well. So yeah, that's it. If you want to integrate with us and you have an idea to work with our protocol, just ping us on Discord and we will give you an API key for you to try our API. And yeah, that's it. Bye.
Thank you, Ruben. Let me go back to sharing my screen. So first, a live release during the community call. So that's really cool. And the other thing that I just noticed is that we are approaching PR number 1000. So let's see if we hit that while the team is together during it to also celebrate like 1000 pull requests merged. That's a really cool milestone. And so for the final thing here on the product side, Ruben already gave you a quick sneak peek about the connections endpoint and why we're building the public API, but the goal of it is for our Lens integration. So I'm going to give it over to Felipe. He's joining us from the United States, so we'll see how his connection is. If not, I'll talk about it. But Felipe, how are you? How are things there?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay? Let's try and see.
Yeah.
The internet kind of breaks sometimes, but if not, you can step up. But or I can just turn off my video. But one of the applications, we've been trying the API with the Lens integration that's being done. We have got a bounty from Lens to develop this integration and try kind of a more kind of deeper integration between both of our protocols. And we're working with previous Townhouse member, Ian, that you can actually see in the photo here between me and Luminated. Ian was one of the scholars at Mexico and is the one doing this integration. But yeah, more needs to go. There is just kind of for you to follow on program that you follow on Lens and vice versa. So kind of crossing the social graphs. We will share this with you to test very soon. But yeah, moving on now to the community updates. Thanks, and I'll be quick then before I hand it over to Luminated. The first one is just kind of highlighting some of the two of our successful events, East Denver. Luminated will talk about Townhouse in a bit. The Townhouse have been in Denver, but we did the talent brunch at the amazing clock tower in Denver, and it was like a sold-out event with a line at the door. And yeah, it went very well. Vial gave a very interesting talk on kind of an intro to the parts of Web3 for kind of non-technical people. And we also got the chance to pitch Talent Protocol at a big side event organized by Protocol Labs. So you can see in this picture where I'm on stage. In another news, we're also partnering with Voya. Voya is a project kind of not only telling the stories of Web3 founders, but also kind of exploring the boundaries of Web3 media a bit. So they're a podcast and but also interviews on video that you can watch on LensTube, so that they're trying to explore the Lens ecosystem and kind of test the boundaries of it. So and of course, because we like kind of their mission and what they're doing to push these boundaries and also supporting founders, so we sponsored this season to make sure that they have the funds kind of to explore this. And also they just released an episode about Web3 talent that we did together. So if you have the time, go and check it out. And lastly, before I hand over to Luminated, just also sharing the news that we're revamping our ambassadors program. So we learned a lot in the past 6 months with the first version of our ambassadors program. We learned a lot. Now things are much more clear, I think. So kind of what you can do to help. And the news that we have now 3 different, and those tiers have a certain amount of tasks and KPIs. If you read, you'll get the certain compensation. As you can see here in this white image, you have the minimum, the medium, and the most desired KPIs, and you can see the detail on that on Notion. But of course, this is kind of maybe a lot less. So what we incentivize you just to apply using this Typeform link, typeform.com/ambassador, and just apply. And then Danila Chudnevsky, who's leading this program, will make sure to clarify all your questions and onboard you to this new stage of the ambassador program. But if you have any, just feel free to ask on Discord. And that's it on my side. And now I think it's turn for Luminated to share some Townhouse news.
Hello, everyone. Boa tarde. This is my very weird try to learn Brazilian Portuguese, because I'm in Brazil, in Rio, but I'll talk a little bit later why. But before that, let's go back a little bit in time and to the north, to the States, to Denver. There was Townhouse Denver. It was an amazing cohort. We had so much fun. We were there for 1.5 weeks. It was, I think, our longest cohort at Townhouse, but it was definitely worth it. There are just some pictures there, as you can see. We checked the American cuisine. We've been to the amazing event that Philip mentioned, put together by Protocol Labs, and their Launchpad program, the Brunch. But it's always more fun to hear about it, not from me, but from our scholars. And today in premiere, there is someone that might be able to tell you more. There's Isiak. He's our now alumnus, and maybe if the stars align, he can join the call.
Hey, I'm here.
Perfect, it worked. Hello and welcome to our community call.
Hey, can you all hear me? Hello?
I can.
Okay,
and I
cool.
would assume everyone else too. So
Okay,
tell us
awesome,
a little bit about Townhouse. How was Townhouse Denver? Your impressions, everything you want to share. Now it's your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, it was a really great experience because it was one of the first times I was able to be in a room with people from all different parts of the world who were all like kind of focused on the same thing. We're just interested in the same thing, which is like kind of building in Web3. But and it was a very unique learning experience, but also like made friends who I felt like we like kind of clicked very quickly. And it was one of those experiences where I think like, attending the conference and going was something that people look forward to. But the best part of it was, building community and network with individuals who, I feel like I'll be connected with for a long time. I really enjoyed the conversations that I had with people who, were building things that were, I guess, either like it was interesting to them, or it was addressing like challenges that or problems they wanted to solve based upon their where they were from in the world, and like different worldviews. And I think it's always amazing to kind of see like how other people are trying to solve problems, where they're building. And I think one of the things that, just kind of did was just further, encourage me to like put my head down and continue to learn. It kind of revealed to me like a lot of things that I could improve on. And so I think ultimately, like, Talent House is something that like can be extremely inspirational for people to be involved with, because I think for anybody who has, been building for a long time, like, hey, you're constantly learning. And then for people who are new to Web3, a lot of times they feel like they're just like running into something that is already moving extremely fast. But I think one of the things that, was awesome to see is like people encouraging each other, reassuring each other that they were going about things the right way, or that it was, that they were not too late or too early. But I think one of the things that, was really awesome was just the conversations and the perspective that was gained. I think that's like way more valuable than anything else.
Nice, that's so sweet. It's so heartwarming to hear this kind of feedback, this raw live feedback. And I saw that you have quite some fans in our live chat. So everyone that was at Townhouse Denver or at any of Townhouses, yeah, go wild in the live chat on YouTube. Thank you very much, Ife, for joining the call. It is always a pleasure, and I hope that in the future more and more alumni or scholars can join it. But
absolutely, thanks for having me. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you very, very much. Now we talked about the cold but fun Denver. Let's move to the next house, and I know it was very awaited. And now you can see the 10 names of the next Talent House Rio Scholars. We have all, as you can see, all of our scholars are from Latin America. This was very much on purpose because we see how much talent is in this part of the world. And we want to encourage more and more builders to get out there, go to conferences, talk to people, get fan bases like Ife. And maybe there are 3 Brazilian builders there in there too, so that I can make my Brazilian Portuguese less embarrassing. But yeah, let's give a huge shout out and a round of applause to these amazing 10 people. Now, today we're talking not only about one house, not 2, 3, but until then, since we're at Rio, there is this amazing event that we talked about today, and I want to emphasize again, and this is the Talent Brunch. And I'll take this moment to say once again a big thank you to Protocol Labs and Supermoon Camp for partnering with us for Talent Brunch. Denver, as Philip mentioned, there was a line at the entrance. It was crazy, and we want to repeat the same fiery atmosphere in Rio. So we will announce the exact location, but we already know it will be on March 30th. So if you are in Brazil, definitely come join us. And we are publicly opening again the sponsorship or calls for sponsors who want to support us in creating this amazing event, and thereby enabling talent from all over the world to meet, to chat, to have coffee, and enjoy the Brazilian sun. Now, as I was saying, not 1, not 2, 3 houses will be discussed today, and we are officially announcing the next house after Brazil. And this was done almost on purpose to keep the Portuguese vibe. Yeah, the next townhouse will be in Lisbon. It will be in June 6th to 13th. The applications are already live. So we will share in the chat and everywhere the applications for Townhouse Lisbon. Now, very important, for the past two houses, Denver and Rio, we extended the applications deadline for one more week because there were a bunch of emails and messages that I got with, please, can we extend it? And we did it. This time, there is over a month time for you to apply. So I highly encourage you to do it right now during this call, because otherwise you'll forget, or you'll ask me afterwards if we can extend the applications. And I'm telling you right now in this call, we will not. So apply to Townhouse Lisbon right now. But if you're asking why we're doing our townhouse in Lisbon, well, I know someone that has the best answer for this question. Pedro, do you want to reveal the big secret?
Yeah. Let's take the cat out of the bag. So we are organizing the Lisbon Weekend Hackathon between the 9 and 11 of June. We'll be receiving hacking together with 200 builders around topics like gaming, DeFi, regenerative finance, DAO's infrastructure, tooling, anything Web3 really. And this is also being done as our way to celebrate the kickoff of the Lisbon Web3 district. So you can go on lisbonweekend.com and apply there to participate in the hackathon. So again, the Lisbon Weekend Hackathon, and I think this is major news, and it's going to be at the same time as the Townhouse Lisbon. Coincidence? Probably not. And on the next slide, we also have another building opportunity. So we were doing this internally. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 build days already that our core contributors basically build stuff in a day around the theme. So there was a theme, a topic, and we will build around those and present it to the rest of the team. So I want to invite everyone to be part of our first open build day. The theme is going to be, guess what? Belief Capital. And the topic is going to be, any idea you have that helps facilitate connections between members of Town Protocol. So make sure that you apply. The links will be shared with you on the chat. You can also check more about the build day. There's also going to be a link to be shared about that. And the applications open today, and they will close on the 20th, so 6 days from now. So I'm really looking forward to see what kind of builders apply to the build day. And then what kind of prototypes come out of it. So let's I think that's it on the build day. If you have any questions, ask in the chat, and I think Sarah will come on stage now. Here she is.
Here I am. Thank you. Thank you, Luminita, Fleet, Pedro. So you actually took there was a lot of community updates to this, but just to make sure that we wrap things is, don't forget that you can and you should apply for Talent House. There is a very cool guide about how to ace your application on our blog. So check it out, blog.talentprotocol.com, and you can find a good guide so you can increase your probabilities to be chosen for the Talent House. You can also apply to be part of Build Day. And yeah, this is just to wrap things up. Thank you also, Isaiah, for participating and sharing your thoughts and your testimonial with us. On another note, and it's a very quick note before I go to and invite our special guest today. So we've been also looking into ways where we can help people learn more about Web3 and how they can shift their career or improve their Web3 careers. And we've actually kicked off 2 very cool partnerships, one with Search. So it's basically a very focused content partnership thought on about how you can build a reputation in Web3. So this is one of our partners for learning opportunities. So we are going to share the link for the blog post that Serge prepared. And it's very cool. It has some really cool tips on how you can kick off your website career. So make sure you take a look at it. And the other partner that we have for our learning moment is with Impact Market. But I won't be the one telling you about this. It's going to be Suzanne. She's part of the Impact Market team, and we've partnered with them to bring a Learn and Earn course to life. So Suzanne, do you want to tell us a bit about this? And welcome to the Talent Protocol community call. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you all. Very happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation and very excited to share more with you about this initiative. And also very excited because as a Brazilian, someone who's living in Lisbon, so I definitely got identified with myself, like with many of the topics that you previously shared, like the talent house in Rio. So I really imagine that would be massive. And the one in Lisbon. So we're very excited as well to meet everyone who's coming to the talent house in Lisbon. But then focusing on our partnership between Impact Market and Talent Protocol. Well, as our relationship between the two projects is not like something that it's very like just happening now. But in the last year, we've been collaborating in some different ways. We at Impact Market, we started as a decentralized poverty alleviation protocol with the mission of fighting poverty and then distributing unconditional basic income to vulnerable communities all around the world. And then by understanding the impact of this UBI, this basic income in the lives of our beneficiaries and how they were excited to get to know more about Web3 and the needs that they have also to go beyond that income that definitely was making an impact in their lives, so of providing their basic needs, but also accessing new opportunities and with education, job opportunities and financial tools. We pivoted. We started expanding the possibilities as Impact Market. So in the end of last year, we expanded the mission of Impact Market from fighting poverty to unlock human potential by building inclusive tools and services for people who are unbanked and underbanked all around the world. So we expanded from the UBI that we keep distributing to microcredit, Learn and Earn, our Libera crypto wallet. So with Talent Protocol, very happy to collaborate in this initiative that is very aligned with Talent Protocol has been to onboard talents to Web3. In our case, when we think about our communities, our beneficiaries, we are talking about people that for so long have been overlooked in having such a lack of access to opportunities, but with so much talent. And then it's really a matter of how we can unlock all of these opportunities, all of this knowledge to them, because among our beneficiaries, we have so many talented people. And then and whenever they start having access to crypto, to all of these Web3 tools, they just want to learn more. And then we launched our course with Talent Protocol. It's been 1 week. And the Learn and Earn itself, as Impact Market, it's quite a very new product. We launched our Learn and Earn as a whole 1 month ago. And for you to have an idea, we have, for the beneficiaries of the basic income, we have almost like 50,000 people around the world that we are supporting with the basic income in almost 30 countries. We launched our Learn and Earn, as the whole Learn and Earn 1 month ago, and around 10,000 people already completed the first level of the course that we had with the basic concepts of financial inclusion, blockchain, and everything that we launched as Impact Market. And now, one week ago, we launched this course with Talent Protocol. And almost like 1,000 people already in 1 week already started the lesson. So for you to have an idea about the course that we are having together with Talent Protocol, it's focused in 3 key markets, which is Brazil, Nigeria, and Uganda. 3 huge markets with a huge potential when it comes to the potential of crypto adoption, the need of inclusive financial services, and all this talent really of the people on the ground. We are always amazed about receiving their testimonials, and then it's something amazing and magical about this work that we do, and that really motivated us to expand in all the opportunities and tools that we are offering for our users, because once you give them a tool, they make something even better out of that. And then we are, even from other communities in other countries, they are starting like, oh my God, this, because it's something that it's really like unlocking this new perspective for many of these people, because they can get talking about a Web3 career. They finally can see that from users, they are now, because they're using a crypto wallet, they're transaction crypto, they're starting to have access to NFTs and wanting to create their own NFTs. We did, thanks to this course that is made with three different lessons that goes from the basic concepts of Web3 and how to build your profile to start your Web3 career, and how to look for the first opportunities. So we have this whole journey through the course and through the 3 lessons. They start now seeing that it is possible. They can go from users to builders. They can go from users to makers, and then also building the solutions that can change their realities. So we are very excited. The first review that we're receiving from the communities are really nice. So as I said, in 1 week that we started, we launched it last Tuesday, the course. We already have 1,000 beneficiaries who completed the first lesson. So the adoption has been really exciting by our beneficiaries, and very happy to keep collaborating with Talent Protocol to onboard more talents into Web3, especially when we're talking about all of these amazing talents in these developing countries.
This is very inspiring, Suzanne. Thank you so much. I mean, knowledge is power, definitely. And the course is actually a very good sign of that. I mean, people always look for support, but they always look also for knowledge and get the tools they need to take their lives to the next level. So this is very good and very inspiring. Thank you so much for being our partner. And it's also very interesting to see how there's so much to be done in Web3, and how people there's still opportunities, and there's a lot of opportunities actually to kick off a Web3 career. So thank you for this, and thank you for joining us today, Suzanne. I know you're very busy, so thank you for taking time. And with that being said, and we wrap our community updates for the moment, Pedro, can we go to our more formal accountability moment and tell what we promised to deliver until next community call?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's do this. So in the previous community call, we had 4 deliverables. You can move. Yeah, that's it. And essentially, we underestimated the work to be done on the virtual wallet. So we're struggling a little bit on that one. But the update has already been done by Lial. After that, we have team pages and the new homepage coming up. I think we're more advanced on the new homepage than the team pages, and we have delivered the new onboarding flow on the platform. So new users those coming through Impact Market and other ones, you'll already see the new onboarding flow, which is much smoother, much easier. For the next community call, these are the must deliverables. So first of all, deliver the things that are overdue, especially the virtual wallet. Keep in mind that the virtual wallet will be basically uploading to every investor, every earner, every contributor of Talent Protocol since we started their talent that they can use to support talent. So we're going to see a massive bump in the TVL. So that's my expectation at least, and the number of transactions, of course. Then the new on page and the team pages, and then we have 2 new things to deliver. So the number one, obviously the new support models. I did the belief capital pitch, not by chance. I did it on purpose, and we got to deliver the wireframes that we proposed. So the subscription model, the staking model, and the sponsorship model. So we're going to deliver that. It's going to be done in an MVP way, so the minimum viable deliverable, let's put it like that. And last but not least, in order to make it easier to work on bounties and to have more interoperability, we're gonna keep working on our public design system. So that's the V2 of our public design system. And I think it's a lot of deliverables. There's 5 of them. Yeah. Do you want me to keep going? You got this. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go, Pedro,
No.
Stopping you.
Stage is yours.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this. And so there's actually a lot of skin in the game when we present these deliverables. It's our commitment to the community, but for us internally, it's very. We take it very seriously, and even though we can have some overdues because we're only humans and there's always new things coming up, we try to take this very seriously and to walk the talk that we do every month. So for some cool agenda updates, what's coming up for Talent Protocol in the next month? So we've opened the Talent House Lisbon applications today, so you can go and apply and get a chance to be part of this moment in Lisbon, Portugal. It's already very sunny and very warm, so it's probably a good time if you're coming from maybe some colder places. Tomorrow we'll have a Web3 meetup in Porto, which is another city in Portugal. I think it's already sold out, but you'll have the link in the chat, so you can check it out if you're around Porto tomorrow. And next Friday, we'll have a new Hidden Talent episode. Hidden Talent is our podcast, just shedding the light over amazing Web3 builders and just some cool conversations around what's the struggle and how's the journey of building in Web3. Then, by the end of the month, March 27th until April 3rd, we'll have Talent House Rio. Congratulations to everyone who will join the team in Brazil. During this period, there will be the Talent Brunch, as Luminated mentioned, on March 30th. And as March wraps up, I just wanted to tell you that we'll be joining you for another community call on April 11th. And on April 24th, I know it sounds a lot, but a month goes by very fast. We'll have our first ever standalone talent brunch in Lisbon as well. So if you want to see us, try really hard not to fail this because we're just doing this by ourselves. Join us in this. It's on the Poolside Hub. It's going to be very cool, and it's a moment for us to meet everyone. So these are the dates and the most important deadlines for this month. Just I think all the links to all of the events will be shared in the chat, but if there's something missing, please let us know. And with that being said, the agenda is done. So this was a very intense community call, a lot of new ideas. So this is also a new thing for us. We are not using POAP anymore. So this is our first ever community call NFT. So you can claim it, just use the QR code. You can read the QR code on the screen. And you can claim the community, the NFT, and you have something to show off to your friends and start building your Web3 reputation if you haven't already with these very cool collectibles. So yeah, and thank you, Luminated, for putting this together because it's been a struggle, and I hope it works. Now, for our Q&A moment, I saw that we had a very intense at this during this hour. The first question, and I think it's a very easy one for us to answer, and it's very quick, but it's very time sensitive. It's someone asked if we were affected by the events of last week regarding the Silicon Valley Bank. Pedro, do you want to answer this short and sweet to our community?
Yeah, short and sweet. The answer is no. We were not exposed to Silicon Valley Bank. We were exposed to USDC, but before the DPEG, we did transfer everything to USDT. The next steps is understanding how to further protect our community treasury. It is not the first time we avoid a market hurricane. We were able to avoid the Luna crash and FTX 2 times. So I think it's the 3rd time we avoid such a situation. Either we are getting really good at this or just lucky. But either way, we're going to keep working to protect the community assets and treasury. Yeah.
I think it's a lot of work to get lucky, to be lucky. So let's assume that it's both. It's luck and hard work. Thank you for this, Pedro. Also, there was someone asking if we are considering one-time payments, let's put it this way, for TAL domains, because we are TAL domains are sold on an annual basis, and if we are considering having one-time lifetime payments kind of thing. Francisco, do you want to help us answer this?
Of course.
Are still around?
This is actually something that we are debating internally, how exactly we want the .tal domain to be priced and to work. We at On Protocol, we try to always run experiments, and the TAL domain was just one of those. So have we thought about it? Yes. Can I tell you if it's going to change to a one-time fee or something that's not the current model? Most likely we'll do some adaptation or tweak it a bit, but it's not something that we have set in stone yet. So if that's a topic that interests you and you have some feedback or some pros and cons of why it should be a given pricing model or the other, do feel free to talk about it on Discord and we can chat about it. And thanks for the question. Yeah.
Thank you. Definitely, nothing is set in stone, and especially with the domain, it was kind of an experiment. So we are open to feedback or any pricing ideas or whatever. So, yeah. On another note regarding Talent House, and Luminated, you always have a question because Talent House is very sought after. But someone asked, who's eligible to participate in a Talent House. Do you want to share with people, like, we already have a blog post and I think we already shared it, but like, what's the overall, criteria to apply and be approved for a townhouse?
Hello
Can you
again.
say boa tarde again, please? Please do. It was amazing.
No, I'm shy, but for the next call, I'll learn the second word as well. I promise.
Okay.
But I know that's the second part, but I am still rehearsing that. So about townhouse, everyone can apply. There is no restriction there. But the question is who will be selected. So we are trying to get a more regional approach this year. So as I said, everyone can apply, but we prioritize people from the region where the house will be. That's why, for example, now in Brazil, we have more Latin American builders. However, this is not the only criteria. The most important criteria is your motivation, why you want to be part of Townhouse. I'm saying this again and again, that Townhouse is not a travel agency, so we help you join conferences, but your main motivation should not be just to see Rio or just to see Lisbon, although these are beautiful cities. It is important for you to have a specific goal why you want to attend these conferences. Either you want to get a job afterwards, a job offer afterwards, or understand what Web3 is, because a lot of our applicants are very new in the space. So your reasoning is very important. Your ambition, what you're going to do with this opportunity afterwards. Just attending it and then leaving home and not doing anything about it is a missed opportunity that could have given new career horizons to someone else. So if we see that you want to be part of it, you know what you're going to do with it, that's a major selection criteria. And of course, we're being as diverse as possible in terms of gender and also nationalities, ethnicities. And it's very important to keep in mind that Townhouse is not only for devs, so only for technical people, but also for non-technical people. And we are putting a lot of emphasis on creating this group of people that have very, very different roles in Web3. But as you, Sarah, said, there is a great blog post about it. So if you want to check it out again, definitely go and read it.
Thank you. Thank you, Luminita. We are a bit overdue. So what I wanted to suggest is that all the questions that weren't answered during this Q&A, because I know it's been over 10 minutes, and you can ask them on our Discord server. We are very happy to have conversations and help you with all the doubts about, Talent Protocol, but also about the ecosystem or how Web3 careers work or whatever. So ask them away and join the server if you haven't already, and we'll be very happy to continue the conversation over there. Don't forget also to follow our new Twitter account. I say this with a smile because it wasn't in our plans, but things happened, and now we just launched the new Talent Protocol account. You also have the Townhouse Twitter account, so there is also space for us to keep the conversation going. I just wanted to wrap things up with one last question, and I think it's more for Pedro Oliveira once again, which has to do with which chain will we expand to next. Just to wrap our community call with the last question and then say goodbye to everyone.
Yeah, so we don't know yet. We will be doing our first on-chain voting, and the people eligible for that vote will be the ones holding the TalentMate NFT. So the community will be the one deciding which chain we will go to next. There's some constraints on the chain, but we'll kind of provide a short list, and you'll be the ones deciding. So I guess that's it.
Okay, for this in sweet as usual. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. It's always a very happy moment for us. We take a lot of time and effort to build and to present what we've been building. So thank you for joining. I hope the NFT claiming goes smoothly. If it doesn't, also let us know on Discord and we'll help you out. And don't forget to RSVP on Luma so that you get some notifications and you don't miss the next community calls. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.